О, устроил тут маленький апокалипсис.
What's that? Someone there?
Нифига себе, мешки разрушить можно? Ничего себе.
That sound, what is it? A noise. I hear something. Over your guts around my neck.
I don't think we're...
Опа. Это вообще круто, да? Что, где это еще? Так, а что я горю? А, тут это еще прибежал.
You just heard 3 Sons here on Diamond City Radio.
You hear that?
Такой стоит тихонечко, без палева. Так, а где с этим, с лазерным карабином был? Куда он делся?
Commonwealth weaponry. It's a dangerous world out there. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Here's another one from the ink spots. It's all over but the crime.
Блин. Внизу. Ничего себе, ядерный блок. Наверное, пора уже по миссиям идти. Так, а по миссиям у нас что? Неинтересно, интересно, не очень, фигня, нет, потом, потом. Ага. Маська, иди спать. Чего ты орешь? Иди спать. Чё тебе надо? Чё ты хорен наглая? Угу. Вот и Струджес.
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Do you think you can build this?
Wow, what a mess. Looks like, encrypted RF transmissions. Okay, so that gets routed through... What the hell? Teleportation. This is some pretty crazy shit. You sure it's for real?
I got this from someone who should know what he's talking about. Can you build it, or not?
Well, yeah. I think so. Anyway, the eggheads never think about the nuts and bolts of actually making something work. But, looks like it's all here. Yeah. I'm gonna need some time to study this thing. The handwriting's pretty hard to make out. But, you can get started on what he calls a stabilized reflector platform. It'll need some pretty high-grade metals, but it's basically not that different than the lining of a jet engine or something like that.
Can you give me a list of what I'll need to build this platform?
Yeah, sure. Here's a list of what you'll need for the first piece. I'm pretty sure we've got all that at Sanctuary, if you want to build it there. While you're working on that, I'll get busy figuring out how to actually build the rest of this thing. Keep in mind, I can already see this is going to take a crazy amount of juice. Like if you had a spare nuclear reactor handy, we could probably use it. And it's going to be big. So find a nice open building site with lots of power available.
I've got your back no matter what.
We wiped out that super mutant raiding party. They won't be attacking any more settlements.
Good to hear. One step at a time. We'll make the Commonwealth safe for people who just want to live in peace. Now, as always, there's another fire to put out. Maybe you can find out where those bastards are coming from and put a stop to it. At least it's not raining.
Maybe constantly trying to kill us, but the Commonwealth never lacks for excitement.
Блин, да у него вообще задание бесконечное просто. Козел. Здравствуйте, девочка. Особая. Док-станция Рыбоглаза. Ух, нифига себе, я могу док-станцию Рыбоглаза построить?
Hell of a positive guy.
Чё, ну что-то нет, не цепляется.
Minutemen are making waves in the Commonwealth, and that's good
Ага.
news for all of us.
Печенькой.
The latest word is that they've retaken the castle, an old holdout of theirs from back in the day. From everything I've heard, it was no small feat to get that back under
My
their control.
databanks are continuing to accumulate vast amounts of data regarding the
Real
Commonwealth.
monsters out there in the
Мне мама не разрешает с такими, как ты, разговаривать.
Now that they've set up shop, I've told Minutemen to be in a better position to help whoever in the Commonwealth.
How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
Ага, вон на заднем дворе.
Yeah, ready to build the rest of it.
Good. I think I got a handle on this crazy contraption. At least as much as I can tell. Until we actually try to build it, here's a list of 3 things that may be harder to find. I think I'll be able to pull together everything else we're gonna need. I'll meet you over at the building site and see if we can actually make this thing work.
Построить консоль, построить антенну ретранслятора, построить излучатель.
Can you explain how the...
Let me break it down for you. 1, a control console to input the code. 2, what he calls a relay dish. 3, a molecular beam emitter.
Uh-huh.
4, the stabilized One thing to keep in mind while you're building this, I'll see you over at the building.
Uh-huh.
Ага,
Wonder if the data
ага.
I'm collecting will serve
I'm sorry.
any
I wouldn't be very good company right now.
И чё?
This
Это моё выражение.
Power.
Ага, построить пока нельзя. Так. Антенна ретранслятор. Что еще там? Консоль. Молекулярный излучатель. То есть вот так вот. Надо тогда передвинуть куда-нибудь сюда. Ничего себе бандура получается. Так. Здесь пока постой. Все ровненько должно быть. Что-то с этим ровненько у меня не получается. Так. Так. Консоль. Так. И антенна. Так. 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 Все вроде. Вот это я сварганил. Хренотень.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Shouldn't we test it first?
I wish we could, but we've only got the one frequency code. There's no way to test it without actually jacking into the Institute signal. And as soon as we do that, we've used our one and only
Она
chance.
все равно поломает
As soon as
выставку,
the
кто она.
Institute figures out what we did, and I gotta believe those brainiacs won't be caught napping twice. That code we've got is useless.
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens.
Что-то как-то сыкотно
Whenever you're
вставать,
ready.
все искрится. Что там, Данс бегает? Ну и чё, я стою.
Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute, what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh.
Что за
Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's,
фанк просто для
there
красоты?
for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Опа. Перенесся. Вирус, предмет взять. Взят. Что это такое? Почему никого нет? На, у института все потырить. Да что ты мне... Что ты мне на него показываешь? Информация. Вставьте графическое обстоятельство вчера института. А если этого не делать?
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Что-то я понять не могу. Да... Не загружать или не загружать? Что херня какая-то, надо сохраниться. А то сейчас наделаю, наворочу. Ага, нет, нажал, вот дурак. Да. Так, сохранился. О, нифига тут. Так, подожди, там что-то еще появилось. А, нет. А что, типа, можно это? свалить? Нет, нельзя.
Broken.
О, карандашик. Комбинезон института. Так.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy.
Нифига ты, сколько
And
уровней-то?
our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Good luck not getting caught. If you're feeling down, here's Ella to put things in perspective.
Аппликатор, гаечный ключ. Какие-то они все странные. Предметы эти.
It's stuck. Can't pick this. Would need the key.
Да вы чё, охренели и чё? Алло,
Useless.
чё делать-то?
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
А,
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean? Where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
What do you want me to do, Sean? What can I do?
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sure. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional.
конечно, всю карту открыл, прежде чем к тебе спуститься.
Let's start
Борода.
anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your
281, да?
tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time, it's me. I am Sean.
У меня на карте осталось пару мест, где я твой
Your
сын.
son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the
А
question.
этот смотритель, он у меня есть.
Why me?
Я с ним хожу.
At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you
Нифига,
understand.
сынок старше отца.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
I don't expect you to understand or agree with the decision. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any... He never failed the Institute. But I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Right. Your mother.
Yes.
Sure.
I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life. Has it always been easy? Of course not. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. With old age comes regret. But what matters now is that you... What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. The Institute. It's important.
But direct...
I was the most qualified for the position. I've lived my life within these walls. Dedicated to science. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you. Just give me... I know there's more for us to discuss. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthrough.
Sure.
I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped, and now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help.
You want me to stay here?
Yes, that is what I propose. The Institute can provide a better life than anything. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like.
Как так?
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those...
Because it is the simple truth. I simply ask that you give the Institute me. We really do have humanities. Will you take that chance?
One more tomorrow, courtesy.
Are you...
Yes, I am.
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, and finally Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified of your arrival.
There's some real monsters out there in the Commonwealth.
Карта обновлена.
Now that
Что
they've
там
set up
прибавилось?
shop, I'm told the Minutemen will be in a better position to help whoever in the Commonwealth might need them. That's good to hear, don't you think? Right Behind You, Baby by Ray Smith is next. Someone should really explain the concept of personal space to that man.
А, институт появился.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are...
Why build it to look...
We'd advanced the technology behind synths to a point where this struck me as a new angle, if you will. Modeling it after myself seemed only natural, what, with the Institute's records and my genetics and physics. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity, but I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, do you think you could love him?
I don't need a synth.
Yes, but not the Sean you were looking for. In some ways, the same.
Right.
I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help.
Слышь, где выход?
Sean.
I often wonder what the Institute's founders would think of our accomplishments.
А, теперь работает, да?
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thanks again.
Of course.
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Слышь, тети, моти.
Greetings. As the Institute's requisition vendor, I can provide supplies for your missions on the surface. How may I assist you today?
Синт-продавец?
What can I requisition?
I have access to a modest selection of arms, armor.
I'll take a look, sure.
Тык-тык-тык. Правый наруч синта третьего поколения. АД восстанавливается быстрее. Что-то статы 16-19 как-то не очень. О, ну это даже больше. Шлем синта второго поколения. Присоединение к ловкости и восприятию. Вот это интересно. Эксперимент. Повышение скорострельности на 25, ускорение перезарядки на 15. Плазма. Ха. Интересно. Так. Правый наручник синта третьего поколения. А у меня... Так, во-первых, шлем. А, уменьшение расхода ОД ватт на 10%. Так, это лучше. А, так вот. Улучшенная ватт броня для синтов для правой руки. То же самое на 10%. Да?
I have a variety of items that should prove useful in your surface missions.
Да,
I've got a
давай.
few minutes to browse.
ОД восстанавливается быстрее. А там уменьшение расхода ОД. Понятно. Скорострельность, дальность, меткость. Хм. 3 косаря всего. Надо запомнить. Так. Эта баба только что здесь была. Где она? Тетя. Слышь, ты
The
никого не
Institute's
забыла?
a big place. It might take a while to learn where everything is.
Excuse me, Doctor.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so... If you don't mind my asking,
What makes you ask?
I suppose when I heard your story, I just... Well, you've suffered more tragedy than any one person deserves. Your whole world... I'm sorry. I know that was... Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll... As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and... We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and... There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other...
Sure.
So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father...
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division...
Right. Who built this place, originally?
The construction of the Institute is the original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see.
Слышь?
Dr. Fillmore.
Hi there. Something I can help you with?
I'd like to know about the people in your division.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
You may also have known to stay away from it.
Что, зависло,
Power
что ли?
distribution
О.
is Dr. Evan Watson's area of expertise. He
Uh-huh.
coordinates with bioscience to ensure that our meals are... We also make use of a number of synth units.
Allie,
Ты заколебал, ты все время чего уходишь-то? Я еще не все спросил.
it must be a challenge to meet them.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape. Over the years, we've learned a few.
Right.
When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate... It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing.
Sure.
You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerial...
Так, вверху остальные. Блин, что там, реально огромный институт этот. Или нет? Так.
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick
Ферма
family is
Орвиков?
doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. And those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering. We can at least admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity?
Well, that's a question best left to our colleagues in the robotics division.
Yes, well... I suppose you're right.
Поговорили, мудачки?
It's great to have you here.
Hey, Doc.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the bioscience division.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
Like what?
I was just about to explain that. As the name implies, the bioscience division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and our most important directive is to ensure the health, and to that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, we've done a good job making them seem lifelike. The initiative is still in its early stages, but the prospects are very exciting. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask.
Uh-huh. I'm an outsider. Would there even be a place for me?
Even if science isn't your passion, there are plenty of... Our projects sometimes require an agent who, from what I've heard, you are both fearless and resourceful. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy.
Is there anything I can...
There might be. Tell you what, you get settled in, and check back with me later.
Где тут у вас гориллы? Что за комнатка? Нифига они уроды. Они реально похищают людей. А что с этим с Уорвиком дальше сделали? Убили? На поверхности уничтожить все доказательства существования проекта. Что-то мне институт вообще меньше стало нравиться.
There we go.
Это еще что за херня? Они еще и супермутантов в колбы поместили.
This is Dr. Elliot reporting for the Bioscience Division. March 22-24. We just received another batch of subjects, but as my previous report stated, we're at an impasse here. More of the same won't help. The two most promising strains of FEV have been adapted to an ideal state, but we're still missing something. I am officially echoing the team's position. The most likely progress for our research on synthetic organics requires new avenues of exploration. Additional Commonwealth subjects will not help. It's the same problem across the board: exposure to too much radiation. We need someone new. There's a proposal we'll be putting forward. I am not entirely comfortable with it, but it seems the best course.
Офигеть, они и над людьми, и над мутантами, они над всеми проводят эксперименты.
This is Dr. Elliot with the official report for the Directorate from Bioscience. The date is, August 2178. I'm pleased to report that, as has been the case during my tenure, crop yields exceed expectations. In point of fact, everything down here is fine, with one notable exception. Dr. Frederick has informed me that the Directorate has pre-approved research on samples of the FEV virus, which he already has in his possession. Now, I'm not one to question the Directorate, you all know that. I don't even want to know where this came from, but, well, this is troubling. Dangerous, possibly. I will do my best to make sure risks are minimized, but I really do hope that the consequences are understood.
Personal record. Dr. Brian Virgil.
А, во,
This
Вирджил.
will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone.
Вирджил это тот мутант, который в этом светящемся море, которого я нашел.
Shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan, and if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives we've taken. If there is a God, may he have mercy on us all.
They've recently been seen cleaning up Fort Strong, formerly occupied by some very unpleasant super mutants. Whether they plan to annex the
Мужчина,
location
35 лет.
or just wanted to get rid of the
Объект
neighbors,
утилизирован.
I couldn't say. Whatever
Женщина,
their reasoning, I think we can
35-40
all
лет.
agree that fewer super mutants running around
Скончалась.
isn't a bad
Мужчина,
thing.
30-35.
Next is Crazy He Calls Me
Утилизирован.
by Billie Holiday.
25-30 мужчина. Уничтожен. Женщина, 20-25. Уничтожена. Что-то институт не такое хорошее место оказалось. Что за фигня? Нифига они меня. Чё, Син, тут валяешься? Что здесь произошло? Ага, ясно.
Yes. Combat robot to unknown interloper. Standing down.
Они здесь этих супермутантов держали.
Sensor alert. Anomaly detected.
Штурматрон? Они кошку убили. Это вообще они зря сделали. Я за котейку-то сейчас тут разнесу и все. О, кошатина взять.
Resetting threat level. Scanners detecting sentient life. Alert level elevated.
Sweet.
Scanners clear. Perimeter movement detected. Possible stealth in the AO.
Тихо, ты меня не видишь.
Area notes.
Ё-моё! Блин. Что-то я это... Ладно. Немного испугался. Она так внезапно сзади появилась. Кошатина. Никто не видел? Что здесь нафиг произошло? А, здесь Вирджил, наверное, отсюда сваливал, когда устроил переполох. Ну, теоретически. О, крышечки. Что-то там за дверью кто-то шевелится. Да какого фига?
Got it.
Ух ты. Сидел такой под ней. Ага. Да че я же почти открыл?
That's it.
Сейчас я вернусь. Тут еще дверь была. А, в никуда. Так, что у нас здесь? Телефон. Конечно, взять. Вентилятор тоже. Ха, странно.
Nice.
И что это вообще за помещение было? Сейчас представляю, выхожу, все против меня агрятся. Типа я зашел туда, куда не надо было. Это весело будет. Что-то у них вообще много мест.
Yes.
Yes, yes. АБХСС. Да я офигею, блин, тут вообще просто заплутать легко.
Excuse me, I've got reports to deliver.
Ну и иди ты.
Dr.
Горилла!
Gorilla project is showing promising results. You're here.
Обезьянка!
Hi. Excuse me.
Можно их выпустить? Кнопкой какой-нибудь.
Director Holdren seems very taken with you.
Так, где-то тут еще ходы были, да? Ага, вот. Блин. Опять эта лаборатория. Так, отсюда я пришел. здесь я был.
Hope you enjoyed that last number. Now, folks, I'm sure you've all seen or heard about the latest issue of Public Occurrences. Some bold claims by our intrepid reporter. Since possibly living among us, undetected. Very serious implications.
Так, здесь был. Все, получается, здесь я везде прошлепался, да? Надеюсь, я где-нибудь пупса не пропустил. Или журнальчик.
Mankind
unfounded. Good to know, I guess. But between you
Что
and me,
происходит? Почему он так
listeners,
медленно идет?
I'm gonna keep my eyes open just to be on the safe side.
Что с тобой не то?
Status.
Well,
All
never a
functions
dull
normal.
moment here at Diamond City Radio. Up next, it's
Так.
Noni Harris with Grandma Places the
True Food Supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want Supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine.
Так, следующий отдел высших систем.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun. Hi.
Huh?
А? Тетенька, меня к вам отправили.
Excuse me, doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. Well, I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here.
What is it you're working on?
Advanced systems, special projects. You've seen the boy, synth. Already. Oh, before I forget. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
A courser chip? What's it do?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, and now you, to get in. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
Is everything okay, Dr. Lee?
Yes, things are... I'm sorry, I don't socialize much.
Dr. Lee, tell me about the people in your...
I'm not sure what there is to say. Dr. Watson is the specialist project. Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists in the Institute.
Dr. Lee, I'd like a progress report on your division, if you don't...
Taking your new appointment. Very well.
Sure.
I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful.
Right.
Ясно, что ничего не ясно. А чё там? А как убрать решеточки?
Safety first. Remember that.
One day, I'll design a more efficient reactor to replace that old clunker in the
О,
basement.
ничего себе! На халяву. Да блин, нафиг мне не нужен ваш пистолет. Заберите.
It's really exciting having you here. I can't wait to see what you can do.
Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
What kinds of blueprints?
Mostly components for a new plasma pistol concept I've been toying with. High-energy weapons are sort of...
Sure.
Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire. I really hope you'll...
Dr. Orman.
If you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths. Sleep is such a waste of time. I'd rather be designing more efficient plasma emitters.
Я пистолет ваш уронил. Сейчас подниму. А, не буду. Сама иди поднимай. Последнее место осталось. Кстати... А почему нет этого? Вирджилу-то какую-то же эту целебную на штучку принести.
No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial.
Sweet.
Только он забыл сказать мне где. Так, тройной инструмент, всякая фигня. Ядерная батарея. Ага. Ага. Так, там лифт. Там второй этаж. Это получается центральный лифт.
Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do.
Welcome to the Institute, sir.
Hey there.
Carry on, sir.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Бюро робоконтроля.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
Father's work has been a real inspiration for me.
Targeting package upgrades I asked for.
It's an
Maybe
honor
I should
to
take
meet
some
you,
courses
sir.
with me.
Тихо.
Send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
I know it'll be a difficult adjustment for you, but try to remember that synths aren't people.
I heard we lost another Gen 3. Dr. Ayo was furious.
Что вас показывают? Скучные телепрограммы.
I can't imagine living on the
Hi, Doc.
surface.
So,
Sounds like a nightmare.
here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the news. Despite your relation to Father, I'm sure you understand. There won't be any...
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation. It's nothing personal. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escape.
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping, that matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and track. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you...
Why does it matter?
If there is some defect in Courser combat programming, I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the...
Sure.
Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
If you're the acting head of the SRB, who were you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervised. In his absence, I keep things.
Dr. Ayo.
Yes, what do you need?
You mentioned that coursers undergo special training. Tell me more about it.
The SRB constantly monitors our Gen 3 synth population. Those who show tenacity, fearlessness, and independence undergo a...
Sure.
We teach them armed and unarmed combat, investigative. Those who pass a final evaluation become...
Justin.
Yes, what is it?
I'd like to know more about the synth...
Fine. Once a courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural... In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time.
Right.
All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to...
Feels like this project has been going on.
У кого тут про Ника Валентайна узнать?
Good to see you.
Я думал, тут будет сборочный какой-нибудь конвейер, где синты собираются. Должность мэра Даймонд-Сити обеспечивала нас ценной информацией на протяжении нескольких лет. Но подозрения усиливаются. Интерес публикации статьи, ставящей под сомнение человеческую природу Макдонаха, может стать последней каплей. То есть он синт, мэр Макдонах. Максимум в 2 недели. Офигеть. Все, возьму.
Nothing to report, sir.
А что, везде побывал? Подожди, там... Вон какие-то эти... Лесенка наверх.
Sir, we've had another situation. A code red. We think there was a system glitch. We're looking into it.
I want more patrols and more rounds.
Right away, sir.
If you see anything even remotely suspicious, report it immediately. This absolutely
Lawrence.
cannot happen again. Got it?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Хожу, тырю в институте карандаши. До чего я докатился вообще, а?
Busted.
У меня же полный доступ, почему я зайти не могу? Офигели, что ли? Меня где-то накололи. Блин, ну как туда попасть? Офигеть, тут структура, конечно, сложена. Запутаться вообще легко. Но в голове у меня уже сложилась картина этого места. Поэтому все понятно, куда идти. Душ? И что, можно зайти? Давай, мой меня! Мой! Не работает. Слышь, у тебя душ сломан. А, ты пока посиди, я пока пошаружу у тебя. Пароль терминала Шелна. Блин, папку на какой-то фиг взял. ППППП. Папка. Когда приходит Келлокс, лицо начинает нервничать. Вначале мне казалось, что их пугает его самоуверенный и кичливый тон, или просто сама его персона, ведь Келлок, как ни крути, убийца. Но чем больше я наблюдаю за их реакцией, за этим взглядами искоса, тем яснее становится, что их терзает другое чувство, о котором не следовало бы давно догадаться — зависть. Келлок — живой памятник забытой программе. Он технически усовершенствованный человек, по сути киборг. И нельзя отрицать, что его способности и впрямь превосходят способности обычных людей. Но здешним ученым на самом деле наплевать на его обостренные рефлексы и повышенную боеспособность. Нет, причины их зависти куда как примитивнее и непрактичнее. Они зависят от его повышенной продолжительности жизни. Сколько протянет Келлок, если ему суждено умереть своей смертью, пусть это и крайне маловероятно, трудно сказать. Ему уже 100 с чем-то, то есть он определенно старше всех прочих жителей Содружества. У него полностью перестроена вся физиология. Может, он доживет и до 150 или даже до 200. Впрочем, пусть эти мелочные люди сгорают в зависти. Келлок — ходячее свидетельство технологического превосходства института. И мне приятно осознавать, что этот факт его, должно быть, безмерно раздражает. АИ может только подтвердить появление убежища и позже взаимосвязать. Не могу сказать, что это означает. Когда мы встретимся, неужели все это было напрасно? Нет, не напрасно, но я узнаю много ценного себе и своим прошлым. Нельзя позволить эмоциям встать на пути. Буду просто наблюдать и записывать. Мне сообщили, что Келлок не выходит на связь. Что интересно, мне вспоминается доктор Уокер. Он возлагал такие надежды на Келлога, так верил в имплантанты и их значение для будущего. До сих пор жаль, что пришлось закрыть тот проект. Я слишком хорошо себе представляю, к чему он мог привести. Слишком многие начали к нему прислушиваться, в результате как мне кажется, мое решение было оправдано. Институт обязан сохранить человечество, а не некое слияние биологии с технологиями.
Now that you've had it.
Что там? Фиганул. Что говоришь?
Son, now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
You've got technology here that I never dreamed possible. It's amazing.
I'm glad you can appreciate what we've accomplished. None of it has been easy. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is, unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be the superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be.
What do you mean by proper?
I mean that while they are here in the Institute, fulfilling the purpose for which they were designed. As you're about to see, however, they can become unpredictable when set loose. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
Who erased his memories?
Those idealistic radicals. We'll deal with them in time. But right now, the priority is to reclaim that synth.
Sure.
Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay...
Встретиться с синтом-охотником. Где? Почему маркеры не показывают? Так я, в принципе, могу отсюда телепортнуться. Точно? Опять эту обсиканную кровать показывают. Хоп! Паладин Данс, вот ты что здесь делаешь?
Hey.
Where do you want me?
Excuse me, Paladin Dance?
Inquiring about anything in particular?
What are your thoughts on our relationship?
I'd trust you with my life. And I assure you, that trust doesn't come easy.
That was it?
Very well.
Как, Данс, ты здесь оказался? Объясни мне, пожалуйста.
Engaging target.
Теперь вопрос. Паладин Данс, братство стали. Охотник, это синт этого. По идее, они друг друга должны убить. А еще вот эти даже прилетели. Они должны убить вот этого. Опять веселье началось. Слышь, ты куда побежал-то, алло, гараж? Это что такое? Убийца руки поднимает? Нифига себе. Ты что, подводным плаванием решил заняться? Блин, ты собираешься попадать, нет? Да знаешь что? Так, где у меня там гранаты? Заколебал. На. На. Не туда. О. Я тебя сожгу. Приказы супермутантам? Что это такое? Убить, ограбить, вернуться. Ага. Кратко, лаконично и практично. Так, где этот хрен?
You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation
X688.
I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word.
This thing even looks at me the wrong way. I'm putting it down.
All right, let's go.
Right behind you, sir.
Данца это взбесило так. Понятно. Тут надо без данца тусить. Тут надо тусить без данца.
Let's do this.
Пошли, данца, я тебя отведу. В поселение в твое. Why I'm sold my mother? Почему я продал свою маму? Или как продать свою маму? Англичанка, как это переводится? Why I'm sold my mother? Mother. Father. Кстати, я очень давно не видел Ника Валентайна. А, нет, вот он. О, старый знакомый. Морячок.
Hey, Valentine.
Time to hit the road?
Let's head out.
Well, all right.
Слышь, ты, чё на меня морячок так пялится? Ты давай это. Корабль свой ищи.
Just when you think you're safe, you're not. That's how they always get.
Покашеварил и пора. Так, теоретически, Ник Валентайн должен нормально отнестись к Синту. Сейчас мы это проверим.
I'm ready to move in, sir.
Hey, over here.
Так. Мы же совсем забыли, здесь же неугомонные. Урон 1? Вы что, издеваетесь? Что значит урон 1? Синта вызывать могу. Ну-ка. Точно. Да ладно. Нифига себе. Вот это прикольно. Ой. Что-то они какие-то слабые роботы. Ник, ты вообще, конечно, молодчик. Просто молодчик. Спасибо. Кошатина. Вкусная кошечка была. Да, блин, ты... Ник, ты бесишь. Да будет огонь. Везде огонь. Да.
Bobby No-Nos. Something of a reputation around the Commonwealth. That reputation may have contributed to recent talk of a less than legitimate endeavor of hers. Except there's a bit of a
You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation X688. I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word, and we can start the assault on the main flotilla.
So long as he doesn't start eyeing me up for reclamation, it'd probably be good to have another gun on our side.
Some have suggested she crossed the wrong people and won't
What do we know
be
about
seen
this synth?
anywhere again.
Designation B592. He's probably got his... So.
All right, let's go.
Right behind you, sir.
With a touch of nostalgia. It's anything goes by Cole Porter.
Валентайну это не понравилось. Даже Валентайну это не понравилось. Валя, прости. Бульк.
sure there was something.
Need to cover fire over here.
Опа.
Nothing. Oh no, you didn't.
Ой, блин, я не то взял.
Right here. When will they learn?
Я ж здесь был, всех их разворотил. Да блин.
Hey, who's there? Get some, motherfucker!
Here somewhere.
Then stay away, huh?
Anyone you... Something out there.
Опа, я слышу. Пипец слышу. Вот это да. Это кто из них стреляет? Метко, однако. А где этот, кстати, X там какой-то, X688? Что он слился куда-то? Кто с кем там воюет? Ну вот по кому стреляет? Опа! Вот ты офигела. У меня что-то таинственная сыворотка есть. Конечно, все пусто, потому что я здесь был, блин, уже все пошмонал. Давно я с дробашом не ходил. О, химлаборатория. Ну я же завязал. После того, как от этого избавился, как там его? Хэнкока. $29 мало. 999 много. 108 мало. 309. Ну понятно.
Hold up a moment, sir. There's something important I need to tell you.
I'm listening.
I'm going to give you B592's reset code. If he hears the code phrase, it'll reset his cognitive processes and make him docile. You'll need to say B592 initialize factory reset, followed by the authorization code Gamma 71 Epsilon. Once he's shut down, I can transport him safely back to the Institute.
Good. I'd like to avoid any unnecessary violence.
Precisely. Shouldn't have to bloody any more noses than we have to.
Well, he might not be alone up there. Violence might be inevitable. That's all, sir. Ready when you are.
Так, то есть это мне использовать опять не стоит, раз его охраняют, потому что я там начну. Главное, фразы не забыть.
Well done. By your gear, I'm gonna guess
Let's
you
hope
were
his
agents
grandma
like
got the help
me.
she needed.
Doc made it to the town. Is the Institute so desperate for resources that it's stealing plunder from honest, hard-working Commonwealth gangs?
Yet another bit of news from the world outside Diamond City.
B592, initialize factory reset, authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
You okay? Gabriel, can you hear me? Shit, they did something to him. Take them out!
Thought I heard something.
Вот эти удивились, когда их босс это.
I'm happy to report that with the Vault Dweller's help, nice work, sir. Reunited with his family. Stories with happy endings don't come along all too often.
Слышь,
So I hope this one put a smile on your
выключился.
face.
This is X688. Ready to relay with reclaim sync B592.
О,
Now you worry.
ничего себе, я тоже так хочу. Ой, я же так могу. Шик.
Excuse me.
Ничего себе.
Dr. Orman's lecture on quantum energy was nothing short of a revelation.
Слышь, сынок, все выполнено. Учись, как папка делает.
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
Gabriel and his gang were sick bastards, hanging their victims up like trophies. I'm just glad it's over.
While we can do nothing for Gabriel's victims, we can at least take comfort in the knowledge that the threat has been removed. But enough about that. The task is done, and you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Well done. While you were away, I had quarters prepared for you. You'll find all the basic necessities, as well as a generous stock of arms and equipment. Go and have a look. I think you'll be quite pleased.
Посетить свою комнату. У меня есть комната? Где? Блин, че я спрыгнул-то? Да, блин.
Now you'll have a place to stay that's far safer than any on the surface.
Ты-то что здесь делаешь? Шоколадный.
Your quarters are just inside, sir.
Спасибо, швейцар. Карандаш.
When
Люблю
you're finished
карандаши.
here, sir, Father wants to see you.
Битва за Банкер-Хилл. Это, по-моему, та комната, которая была закрыта, в которую я зайти не мог, точно.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Синт. Хоп. Сохранялочка.
Son.
Ah. Hello, Father. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
That's a loaded question. What's been stolen from you?
Institute property is not often taken from us. We cannot react lightly when it happens. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. And they no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
What happened? What have they done?
They are in possession of technology. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become... I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response... We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad.
Where are the synths located?
A small settlement at the old Bunker Hill monument. But it's important that we act on this soon. Before the Railroad, we also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only...
Sure. Is it just me, or will I...
Of course, sir. We'll be waiting for you outside Bunker Hill. You'll have support should you need it.
Uh-huh.
Не обязательно проинформировать подземку, проинформировать братство. Ничего себе. Интересно. А он это отдать Струджесу. Нифига себе загрузочка-то. Струджес.
You can fix just about anything. Guns, computers, people. Just gotta have the right tools.
Here's that holotape you gave me. Full of Institute data. I hope.
Well, all right. I'll start digging into this and see if I can make heads or tails of it.
There's a whole lot of shaking going on. But
What do you hope to find?
Whatever the Institute doesn't want anybody to know. All the good stuff on here is going to be encrypted. So the first job. After that, well, I'll have to see what I've got. There's no telling what...
Данца взбесила, Престону понравилось? Да чтоб тебя, Данс, бесишь меня, а? Почему Данса это взбесило?
up next, Frankie, Carl, and Marjorie.
Ник, что с тобой?
Hey.
Do something for you?
Wait there.
I'll stay put.
Hey, Valentine.
Got something for me?
I think we ought to part ways, Nick.
Shame. I guess I'll just head home.
Подземку и братство стали проинформировать. Ага. Я ж пока за институт.
I've been waiting for you.
So, what's our situation?
I assume you've been briefed? Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved and are expected to run for cover. The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear? The mission's parameters just changed. I'm going shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
Что за фигня происходит? Офигеть. Тут и подземка, и эти, тут все, короче. Офигеть, конечно. Что происходит? Все друг друга хреначат. А я хороший, я ни с кем не в ссоре. Мимо прошел и все.
Over here.
Тут и братство стали. Звездный паладин братства. О, вообще просто кто-то его внутри.
I lost him.
А я просто здесь хожу. Никого не трогаю. Нифига Сим сам эту взял. Офигеть. Хо! Вот это подкат. По харе. Ой, не могу. Офигеть, ну ты и лох, слушай. Просто лох. А тут еще.
Oh no.
Подземка все-таки отбилась. Всех синтов перебили. Ну это бессмертного, по идее, их может уложить. А, они опять его посадили. Сейчас он живет. А просто мимо прошел. Офигеть. А я никого не трогаю, никого не убиваю, чё? Все спокойно. Чё, вон?
I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
Можешь ходить. Код сброс.
F633, initiate reset. Authorization code Delta 62 Arcus.
Вольк.
All right, Synth.
Please.
Z322, initiate reset. Authorization code Gamma 49 Typhoon. No sudden moves.
Please, no.
Maybe it's over.
What's so bad about the Institute?
I couldn't take it anymore.
Y915,
Чего
initiate
вытерпеть
reset.
не мог?
Authorization code Beta 772.
Бульк.
You there, Synth.
Come on, please. Just
Just
don't.
Adventure.
Why are you so afraid?
I don't want to go back. Please, don't make me go back.
B257, initiate reset. Authorization code Theta 93 Stratus.
That's all of them. Objective complete. Return to the town.
someone dressing
Make sure
up
all
like him.
hostiles have been eliminated.
Crime and good
I
neighbor
will
has a
relay
new
the
enemy,
synths
it
back
seems.
to the Institute.
Why would someone
Report to
found
Father
that
upon your return,
Your
and
guess is as good as mine.
good work.
Probably better. Good neighbor resident Kent Connolly swears that he was actually rescued
А можно
by
было
this
их
Tommy
отпустить, и
gun
тогда
toting
чё?
hero. So I
Было
guess
бы.
if you're out there and thinking about breaking the law, you might want to consider steering clear of good neighbor. Or
А я
else
могу
the
отсюда тоже
shroud
телепортироваться в
might
институт?
come after you. Feels like anything's possible when you're in love. according to
Офигенно.
Here's crazy, he calls me.
Прикольно я выполнил миссию, никого не убил, никого не тронул. Наверху, интересно, все еще продолжается? Какофония. Ага, все еще. Сколько лута зато. А тут, получается, братство Стали победило наверху, благодаря своим этим летающим крышкам. Крышкам, говорю. Летающим этим. Караван. О, крикет! Слышь?
Cricket.
Better buy my big guns now, because you bet your ass your enemies will.
Let's see what you have.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Just for you.
Ганс, Ганс. Жми и молись. Ты. Что у тебя еще есть? Партия свинца. Отлично. Свинцовый стояк. Вот блин. Нифига, 16 перегруза. Проводка серебристая. Что такое серебристая? Так. Сюда мне надо выгрузить хламицкий. Хламицкий надо выгрузить. Блин, как с Дансом-то прокачать? Данс в восторге, Котсфорд в восторге. Ага. 45-й патрон, 308-й.
Stop complaining when there's nothing left to complain about.
Хватит с этим флиртом. Нет, никакого флирта. Тоже патронов пока мало. Пока убрать. Вот карабин Тесла оставить. Дробаш. Ну-ка, где там этот? Радиовый карабин тоже 45-й патрон. Ха. Вот это надо взять. А вот это пока убрать. Дробаш. Нахрен нужен.
That was anything goes by Cole Porter.
Тесла карабин. Продвинутый пистолет. У которого патронов тоже нет у
Time
меня.
for yet another slice of news from the Commonwealth, folks. Are you familiar with the old sailing ship stranded on top of a building downtown?
Убрать его пока тоже.
Reports from the area suggest it'd be a good idea to avoid the ship.
О, кстати.
Now,
Кстати.
you'll have to shift your gaze much, much higher. You heard it here. The
Где
ship
там?
somehow managed to become
150 крышек
airborne
собрали.
and lodged itself
Очищенного,
in a
да.
different
Хлам.
building downtown.
Где мне нужен?
Why? I suggest you just roll with it, folks. It's crazy, but it's
Карандаш.
true. Keep it tuned to Diamond City Radio for all the latest news, no matter how weird. Ladies, I bet every one of you out there knows a man
Мешок с
like the one
удобрениями.
Betty Hutton sings about. He's a demon, he's a devil, he's a doll.
Партия свинца. Все. Пара патрошек сделать. Интересно. О! Пошла мазута. Вот блин. Сломалась. Так. Что это на чем закончил? На том, что сюда надо идти снова. Подожди, что-то я не понял. А ты можешь посмотреть, на какой этой, на какой миссии будет выбор, за какую фракцию оставаться? Где роковой выбор? Там за подземку, за Минитмена, за Братство Стали, там за институт, чтобы я это знал просто. А то, может, я уже выбор сделал, и все, за институт приходится проходить. Может, там как раз вот эта миссия и была, там, доложить Братству Стали, там, этому, подземке. Че, любишь по крысам тусоваться? Карлсон, что ли?
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
So why come out here?
To put things in perspective, I suppose. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
But why refreeze me?
As a failsafe, of course. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find extraordinary.
Why let me out now? After all this time?
That's Well, that's hard to explain. Certainly, it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see.
Эксперимент над своим отцом. Ну, ты вообще, конечно, кончалыгой вырос.
It has everything else. Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Well, here I am. Was it worth it?
I believe so. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
What do you mean, the synths will be...
Modifications will be made to correct the defects in their programming. Not the first or last time it will. The railroad remains an annoyance. And you, well, you've passed the test, as they say. Please, take this as a token of my appreciation. Our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Just when you thought you'd heard everything, folks. There are tales being told about a very strange-looking machine being built out there in the Commonwealth. Your friend Travis here has yet to learn what this thing is for, but I can tell you, imaginations are running wild. Wackiest version I've heard so far is that this thing is supposed to somehow contact the Institute. Now, I don't think I believe that, but if it's true, and whoever's building it can hear me, put down the wrench, friend. It'll only end badly. Anyone else out there knows what that thing does, you come see your old friend Travis Lonely Miles. I'll keep you up to date, as always.
Мне, может, наверное, неудобно с этими копытами бегать дополнительными.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
Let's get this Directorate meeting over with before we speak further. Well, it's important.
Son.
Let's get this Directorate meeting over with before we speak further. Well, it's important. Let's get this Directorate meeting over with before we speak further.
Да, понял я уже. Заходи, блин.
It's important. Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
Чего?
What's Phase 3?
It's very important to us. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Can you tell me more about this reactor?
Certainly. It was originally built for the Commonwealth Institute of Technology before the war, but was only for testing. Over the years, we've advanced the technology, made a great many improvements, and are finally nearly ready to activate it. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir?
Yes, Dr. Ayer. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be
Please,
serious.
everyone, please, I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time. Are you following?
Конечно, слушаю.
This really is a matter of importance.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really? Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Так, вообще что-то странно.